Myself, Paras Rathod, I am a senior pre-sales in the OpenLM, and I have around 15 years of experience in software industries where I help organizations to gain a visibility on software consumptions, gain a control how the software are being utilized, the better way to manage the softwares and the reports and analytics. So, yeah, let's get started. About OpenLM, it founded in 2007 in Israel. We have offices in Israel, US, India, Europe, Japan, and we are into the business of software license management solution. We also offer managed and consultancy services, and we have 1,000 plus customers in the automotive, oil and gas, medicals, engineering, aerospace, defense, manufacturing, and the other sectors as well. We have technological alliance with ServiceNow and license dashboard, and these are specifically for the extended license reporting capabilities. So OpenLM basically works on the four areas. The first one is monitoring, where we can monitor different type of license vendor, different type of licenses, be it a node lock, network, dongle, cloud-based, token-based licenses. We manage all type of licenses, and we can centralize uh, monitor the license, any type of licenses. On the site, we have management where we can set particular alerts in case of longer duration of hours, license services are down, or some license are being expired. Also, we can centrally start, stop, or read license services for all the licenses configured within the OpenLM. Also, we can control the licenses, how they are being used. We can track their idle times. Also, we can perform automatic license harvesting functionality where the application is idle for a certain period of time. We can decide that after that, the session should be closed without losing the user productivity. Also, we can identify on the unused licenses. In the report sides, we have all kind of reports like real-time, historical, optimization reports, end user system information, denials, usage, purchase availability, prediction analysis. Also, we have also integration with BI in case customer needs to customize their reports. Also, we can download this report and schedule as well. We have two offerings. One is over the cloud and second is on-premise. We have support for 70+ network license managers. Almost all the network license managers are covered. We have all the extended capabilities, like we can remotely manage this license servers. We also can aggregate the denials, and denial information also we are capturing, and we can also allocate the licenses to specific user or restrict them using the option file management. This specifically for FlexLM based applications. As this webinar is specifically for the reports, there are three types of reports. One is real-time, historical, and optimization reports. So these are the slides. I would like to skip it to save the time. I will showcase these reports in detail into the tool. But before that, I would like to explain the architecture about our on-premise deployment here. Here, the centralized components like open server, identity, and user services that are a centralized component connected with a dedicated database hosted on a dedicated server, where all the license statistics coming from all these various sources get stored into the database. Unlike the other offerings, we don't limit the license statistics to be stored on the databases, not like 1 year or 2 year. You can keep your license statistics as far as you have spaces in your databases. Yeah. Now, on the right-hand side, we have Open Broker, where it sits on your license servers, be it a FlexLM, DLS, DSLS, RMS, RLM, ANSA, Beta ICA, and we have to install broker there, and it automatically detect your license managers and get configured. Then it starts sending data of your licenses and their consumption to the server, where it will be stored into the database. Now, on the right, we can fetch the license statistics, and on the top, we have Open Agent, where it helps with two functionalities. One is to track the idle time, also the performing license harvesting, where it needs to be installed on end user systems to track their application's idle time and license harvesting. Also, in case any application is standalone who doesn't have any network license server, or it is a cloud-based named user license, that also can be tracked via OpenLM by tracking their processes or the web portal menu. Now, all these license statistics of all the application get covered via broker and OpenLM agent, be it a network. Broker will take care. If it is a standalone cloud-based, it will be taken care by the open agent. Plus, also idle time and license harvesting covered by this. But we don't have a user attributes like first name, last name, email address, country, department. That all the attributes get stored into the organization directory. We only get license statistics with the username is login ID, his workstation, the feature, when he started, when he ended. But the user attributes come from the Active Directory that we can sync through OpenLM, DSS, and DSA component. So all this information from all these various sources get consolidated in the OpenLM server database, and we can see the consolidated comprehensive reports, like which feature is being used, from which user, is from which department, how much the usage he has consumed, and how much time he was idle, or the group is idle, and also track the standard applications. All these things we can do from the centralized OpenRun console. Now, if we talk about the cloud deployment, it's the same as the on-premise. Only difference is the centralized components are hosted on our cloud. This is a completely secure cloud with all the compliance metrics measured. The thing is that you have to connect your open broker from your license servers, connect the agent from your end user systems, and push the Active Directory information. And the same thing works exactly as the on-premise deployment. Now I will take you to the uh, live demonstration of the tool. This is our demo interface. Okay, here I will start with the three type of report. First, I will take you to the real-time statistics. This is the first report. This is a demo. So there will be some down license servers, but in production it doesn't. But just assume that this is a demo interface to just showcase the capability of this tool. Now, in the license manager servers, we can see the real-time statistics of the with the aerial view. Yeah, it doesn't show you the inside, but it show you the overview, which type of licenses you have, what are the license servers in on which port they are configured, the total quantity coming up, all the features, and the in-use quantities, like currently what is the consumption. So you can get an idea. For example, you have Autodesk 25 licenses and 22 are in use. Now, if you want to see the features or license features for this license server, we can just click on the total and we can understand what is the 25 quantity is calling for. It is 10 of this Autodesk simulation CFD, 5 for showcase presenter 2021, 11, I bet, and 10 quantity of Autodesk smoke. So this is summing up to the 25 quantity. And if I want to know who all are the users currently using these features. So I can understand this many users are currently using these features. Just a moment. So this is about the license manager servers. There is another report for real-time statistics is a feature usage status, where if you are interested in the specific features, like I want to understand what is the continuous consumption of Simulink software. I have 92 quantity. I want to keep watch on this quantity and I want to keep watch on its usage For example, it is fully occupied. I need to understand if any of the licenses are available. This specifically helps the team leads or project managers to see the consumption of their licenses and if they are available or not. And this report get automatically refreshed every 60 seconds. Also, we can tick that whenever I launch the OpenLM, this report should launch automatically. This kind of configuration also we can do. We can reduce or decrease the refresh intervals as well from here. So this is also a good real-time statistic report, which is specifically concentrated on the features and their consumptions. I can also add and remove this, and I also can like change the orders or select the columns and remove the columns. Whatever I want to customize, I can do it. Now the third report, which is a detailed inventory of real-time statistics. What is my current consumed licenses? It will showcase all the licenses. There are total 13 pages, which I can download, print, refresh. So there are total 375 line items. If I want to filter out with specific details, for example, I just want to see Autodesk consumption, not everything. Just a moment, let me see. Autodesk one. Okay. I want to just see the license consumption for this server. I can filter it out. There are various filters. I can do it. Like if I am interested in specific feature, for example, 85693. I want to see the license consumption for this feature. I can get that. I can apply multiple filters or single filters as well. I can group by the users, projects, or workstation as well. I can filter as I like. So in this report, what we can see is the username, email address. I also can add or remove some of the items, first name, last name, phone number, if it is coming from the Active Directory. All that information I can do. If I want to change the order, I can do that. So username, email address, vendor, feature, the group from which he's relates to the project, when he started, if the agent is installed, we also get the IP addresses of the system, workstation, from how long the license is being used by this user on the system, from which server they are using this license. Multiple servers might be there, and their idle time. So if the agent is installed, we also can get the idle times as well. So this was about the real-time statistics. Now I will take you to the historical usage. So this is a very important report uh, for the management because they get an overview about the license consumption. Yellow, I think it is not visible properly. I will change the color. Now, this report shows the overview and the trend, how the license was being used and its trend over the period of time. So for 1 month, I can see the trend that the bottoms are the weekends, like Saturday and Sunday, when normally license are at very low consumption or not in use. But the rest of the 5 days, it is having a good usage. I will not say it's a high usage. I will not say it's a low usage. I can consider is as a good usage because if the licenses are highly occupied, when it's always keeping its limit, then when the license user doesn't get the license, the user comes into the fear that if they don't come on the time, open the application, fetch the license, and if they don't do that, and after 2 or 3 hours, if they try to open the application, they might not get license. So if that kind of fear users have, then they will always try to open the application when they enter the office, keep the hold on the application, and that creates the license hogging within the organization. And that becomes habit. So it is always recommended to have some licenses in the buffer, and it should look as a good usage. Now, if I want to zoom in for specific duration, I can zoom it like this, and I can go into the specific dates and check this. The same information showcased into the table format by each hour. what is the license consumption? Like total quantity is 146, and when the day started, like let's see what is the time. It's 12. At 12, it started the actual usage. 109 is the max count, and minimum it was 87, and 96 was average. Now, if I want to understand as a project manager or team lead, I want to understand in day 24 hours when the license normally stays available or when there is a high or peak usage of these applications. And if I want to call my employees or my team into the that hours where the license normally stays available, for what for that the heat map is very useful, where we can understand if these are the definitely engineering license are very costly licenses and it should be utilized optimally. And if I can call some of my team members into the morning shift or the evening shift, I can balance the load and I can optimally use these licenses and deliver the project in case there is a shortage within the organization. So this report helps the organization to balance their shifts and manage the workload as well within the employees. Now, this is an overview. Like it doesn't give you the insight who are the user, like how many users were there, their names, how many hours they have used, were they idle or active. So that kind of information we can get from another report called license activity. Yes. So the license activity shows a session-wise line item. Like this user, he started at this time, ended at this time from this system. He used this feature from this server. And if there are any idle times, I think the agent is not installed unless I could add the idle times as well. So this is a complete session-wise user inventory, but it's in a detail. Now, this detail inventory is not much useful, but it's necessary to capture it because it helps to consolidate the information, and that consolidation happens into the group by column. For example, if I want to see the top 10 features which are being used in last 60 days, so I can understand that Simulink is the top feature which was used into the last 60 days. The compiler, MATLAB coder, viewer, Floatran, these are the features, top 10 features. If I want to see the user consumption, at who all are the top users, I can filter it by features or the groups or the servers. I can definitely go on that. Now I will take you to the various optimization reports. I will start with the license utilization. So all this report we can schedule, like if I need this report every Monday, 9 a.m. in the morning on my email box, I can schedule it. If I want to specifically share to someone via email, I can do that. I can also share the link, and the specific reports is visible who have the access to that link. And in case there are some specific reports like uh, last 30 days, I want to see the trend every month. I can schedule that like last 30 days and schedule and send it to me as my email address Monday or January 1st, and every month I can fix it. Yeah. Now I was in license utilization. Yes, this is a very important report when it comes to the calculations and the numbers. If I want to see that what is the actual number that my organization need based on the historical usage. Now let's understand this report. It says there is a total number of 146 of Katia Austria SG2 license. And if I want to give a quality of service of 95% to my users, which means that 95% probability that user will get a license, 5% of the chance that they make a denial. So if that is the condition, what is the exact number of quantity that I actually need based on the historical consumption? So that lies on 120 1 or 122. So if I have this number of licenses, I can definitely give my users a quality of service of 95%. Let's say I don't even 5% of denial. Then definitely I can manage with uh, adding more 5 or 10 licenses. Still, I can say that we can definitely cut down 20 licenses. And we all know that what is the cost of engine licenses, and cutting down 20 license even can save uh, significant cost for the organizations. Now, it also helps us to understand that in case there is a new project coming in, new employees coming in, there is a requirement of, let's say, 50 licenses, then I need to understand that from the existing license pool, how much license I can accommodate. Let's say I can accommodate 20 licenses. I still need to keep buffer. I don't want even 5% of denials. Then I can just buy 30 licenses, and like 20 licenses can be accommodated from the existing pool. And I don't get into the procurement of total 50 license quantity. Now, there are some other reports as well, like license not in use, that shows licenses, the list of licenses. If I have to just select the duration. Within that duration, which are the licenses which were never used even a single time by any of the employees. So I can get a list. I understand that no one is using it. I can either discontinue using this, or I don't renew these licenses, or I can check if there is any procurement request of this type of licenses. If any team is requesting it and the existing who is having these licenses are not using it, I can discuss or talk on this, that if I can move these licenses to another department for them. Let's go to the denials. Okay. So I understand that ST1 is the top denied features, six times. Yes. And the second number was is ST2. So these are the top denied feature, and that shows a gap. Like there is a shortage of this license definitely, and needs to be checked the information why there are denials, and how we can accommodate additional licenses, or the users are not in the authorization pool. We need to understand what is the reason. So we can get that from the table. For specific servers, there are no more licenses, specific users, but there are also some users that they are not into the authorization group, and because of that, they get denial. So this was about the reports. If anybody has any questions, we can definitely answer that. I will open the Q&A. Yeah. So there is one question from Katarina there. Uh, it's the question is, for the various software usage and the license usage demonstrated today, are they all included in the OpenLM cloud subscription or need to be created? They are readily available into the cloud subscription. Also, the on-premise deployment and the cloud, they are both identical. The report which I showed, they are available both in both cloud as well as on-premise. In case there is any specific requirement by any organizations, we definitely have a BI integration. So this all this information get converted into the reporting hub database, which is a BI friendly database, and then uh, the customized report can be created into the BI platform, whichever you have, like Power BI or Tableau or AWS Quick Insight, whatever you have, can be created. Okay, I have one more questions. Uh, what is the true denials? and what is the show aggregated denials. Okay, so true denials is the definitions is like that when there are multiple servers, like we can see that there are multiple Autodesk licenses. Let's say, let me search it. AutoCAD, Autodesk. So there are multiple license servers configured on my system. I get a denial from one server where all the licenses were occupied. But eventually, another server was also configured on my end user system. So eventually, I got the license from the second server. So denial event was captured on the first server, but eventually I got the license. So that is not a denial. So when we tick this show true denials, it will skip this kind of events when the user eventually got the license and show the only events where user didn't get the license at all. The second question is about show aggregated denials. So we also can decide the aggregation in the administration aggregation setting. For example, I have selected a server, I have mentioned as 60 minutes. So what is the 60 minutes? Within the 60 minutes, if user clicks one time, two time, 100 times or 1000 times, it will aggregate to only one. So it will not show 1000 denials or 500 denials. Even I try to click 500 times and get denials, it will be aggregated to one. So we can get the actual data, exactly how many denials we are getting from all the users. So this is about the aggregation. So you can post your questions in Q&A. There is one more question. This is for license usage. And from this report, how we can go to the specific list of users. So yes, definitely we can see the specific list of user from the license usage as well. I just have to double click. For example, if I am on this time, it is on 12th October 2021, 15 hours. If I click it, I immediately get the loading and I can get the list of users who were using this application or that day according to license usage. Yeah. Like this, we can directly jump into the detailed information. Yeah. Uh, there is one more question from Tobias. It is, do you need the agent slash broker to see the license denials? Yes, to see the denials because the denial information get captured into the license manager logs. So we have to configure the broker. I will open if it is there on my system. Just a moment. So this is the interface of broker where I have to just when I click on detect, it automatically fetch all the ports, all the license servers, and automatically find it and fetch all the details. But I have to just validate it, how it is configured, the path is correct or not, data inquiry, I'm getting the license output or not. So I have to just check that under the log file, I have given the path or path is automatically detected. I have to just validate it if the actual path is mentioned. So the denial events captured into the license manager log file, and that needs to be mapped here. If the after certain period of time, if the license file name is changing, then I have to just click on watch files by pattern. So it will automatically take the latest log file if the file name is changed. I have to just click apply and restart broker. Then the data information will get captured. If it is not configured, then opener will not get the denial information from the logs. I hope I was able to answer your query. If you still have a doubt, you can ask question. Okay, there is one more question about license idle time tracking. So what are the parameters on which the application is considered as idle? Let me see. Under administrations, for example, AutoCAD, what I can see the advanced parameters. Under advanced parameters, there are three. First is the CPU processor time, like what is the consumption of the CPU, I/O data operations, user usage. For example, I am a user of CA application. I just give us certain parameters, attributes, and submit a job. And it takes around 2 days, 3 days, or 7 days to get the output of the safety analysis. That and I go home, I work on any other application, I check my emails, but application is working in the back end. That doesn't mean that application is idle. So if the user is not using the application, then only the application is not tracked or marked as idle. It also check the CPU parameters, IO data operations. If all are falling below these parameters, only then the application is considered as idle. So it never calculate the application as idle just on the based of user inactivity on that application. And OpenM provides the functionality to save and close and suspension, which is suspend and resume. So that with this procedures, the productivity of user is not lost. It is, for example, I was working on a model, I work for 3 hours and the application is killed. And that is not useful for the organization. So OpenLM provides a functionality where we can save and close application or freeze the application. When users come back, the application is unfreeze and he can resume working from there. And that period of time when user was not available, license is allocated to any other users. It is available to other users. So by that, we can increase the license availability as well as we don't hamper the user productivity. Okay, any other questions so far? Okay, I think we can conclude today's webinar. Thank you very much for joining and have a nice day. I'll just share the last slide where it will show the upcoming webinars. So you can get a note and register yourself. You can register from the open website. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.